right.
One is the loneliest number.
You're not incorrect. But welcome back, everybody, to session 17 of Sands of Doom. We left off at a pretty big moment where you guys finally took to the skies and have gone on your way on the grand expedition for the second time. And this time, you're no longer even in the wasteland, technically touching the ground. So you are not in danger of being attacked and having Rumble stolen from you. For all of that, however, I would love it if we could have a recap of what happened in last session, or just in general what's been going on, that led you guys to this point and moment to finally be going on the expedition. Anybody can take it away. You can roll me a d20. Going once. Going twice.
I'll throw out a d20.
Go ahead and take it away.
All right. So last session on Sands of Doom, we returned to Mara after escaping, after returning the hourglass, or at least keeping the hourglass away from Morkiana. The Sultana has just left, having removed Arano from his position in the Ruby Guard. Arano being miles away and us attempting to comfort him. Ironhoof told a story that rang quite similar to other stories we've heard from hieroglyphics of the Anubian Empire. Rahima told stories of Ogrila, their ancestors arriving to Ogrila, and just how beautiful it was. Ironhoof similarly shared that his home was beautiful, but was destroyed by curious people, not tieflings, not orcs, but those guided by curiosity. It is not always the taking or the looting that destroys, but simply the entering and searching of a place itself. After Mara returned with some blankets and a little bit of alcohol, we bedded down and in the morning left for a meeting with the Vizier Rashid. Anisetta needed information on some people known as the Black Company, a bandit gang she was seemingly a member of until they murdered her. Got information from Rashid that the Black Company was near Kunatin Keep last they were sighted by anybody. But, more importantly, Vizier Rashid also supplied the information that Mara, our dear arbiter, who has been searching for her family's killer for decades, is currently standing next to Anisetta, the murderer of Mara's family. After some tense conversation, the two parted ways. Mara heading to the market to be comforted by Toasty and speak with Rahima, while Anisetta spilled her guts about everything, that she's been a bandit for years, killed by them, but still hangs on to that violence, that anger. And as we shopped and prepared for the Skylark, that finally the time came. We stepped foot on the Skylark lifted out of the river and began its voyage, but not before one final trick up Fate's sleeve. Seluna surprising everybody with entering the scene and revealing that Seluna will be coming with. And that is where we left off.
What a nice surprise she gave you guys, huh?
Yeah.
She's thought that whole thing through. She knows what she's doing. She'll be fine, okay? Okay?
Sure.
Okay.
All right. Well, in either case, though, we can swap over too. Does anyone else wants to add, or are we good?
I think we're good.
All right.
Or
Very
is
well.
real.
Oro is real,
Aurora
guys.
is real. I kept the recap a little more vague because if I went into detail, it'd be like 15 minutes. There was truly a lot of talking happened last session.
It's true. Very true.
And my recaps tend to be a little longer.
That is okay. All right. I'm going to bring us over to the region map because I think that's the best way to handle this. Wouldn't we agree?
Sure.
Yeah.
I did think it would be wise not to make a battle map scene, because if there was a battle map, it would give some kind of flashback for those of you that have been on airships and been attacked. So I thought it would be best to leave that, if that's okay.
The cowards, then.
If you want to call your fellow party member Salem, that's fine.
I've never been attacked on an airship. I'd be fine.
You'd live.
I'd live.
Yeah,
I'd survive the fall.
You would live. You have ranged weapons. It'd be fine. Fine for you.
Okay. So, our journey as we take off into the sky is a venture of 116 miles. Though, the Skylark can avoid the mountains to an extent, it does not fly very high. So in the end, it's going to be about 120 miles that you guys are flying over the course of 8 hours or so of just avoiding the desert's grasp. All...
Real quick.
Yeah.
I have black screen with text on it, so I think I don't have
Control F5.
viewer permission.
I think everybody else can see, right?
Yeah, I can see. It's probably
I'll
just a
do it
refresh
again.
thing. I've had that happen before.
That's weird.
We will see.
I do know that the Foundry is still having some issues. So...
This happened last time before we had that. Let's see. We're loading back in.
I do group permission, so if one of you can see it, all of you should see it.
I cannot see it. I can see the text. I can see the little icon like here and here. I don't think I have vision permission on this map.
If you did not have vision permission, you wouldn't be able to see those.
Oh.
You are not loading the background map, is what's happening.
We'll refresh again.
Do you have this goes without saying, I assume you're hitting Control F5, because that...
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, there's no vision, there is no illumination, there's no nothing on this map. This map has no permissions whatsoever. It's just a bunch of art.
Interesting. Continue. I will see if I can find some workarounds.
Sounds good to me. In either case, though, as you guys have begun to take off, you immediately begin to crest the dunes. You can see that there is the Dustwind Buttes to your north as soon as you begin to take off, and the walls of Kirat's safety and what protected them during the Beast War falls away. You begin to see the very small villages of Breath of Life and Cotterin Gate. But beyond that, you begin to dive into the wasteland itself. The wind is harsh on the top deck, but for those of you of Nephilim blood with a penchant for the flames of hell, It is more of a breeze than it is a harrying assault. It takes a little bit before the winds begin to calm down. You see the sky and the light of the sun begin to pour up across the various bulbed heads, pieces of the palaces of Kirat, and you swear you can see the people waving towards you as you ascended. It is this channeling of energy and the flow of some kind of gaseous substance that flows into the Skylark's main balloon from a crystal down below, which you guys have the blueprints for. And as you guys rise above everything, suddenly the wasteland looks all. The red colors begin to dull and dim, and then become this refraction of almost this crimson land below you. You see the speckles of the ancient empire. You see small, what once was villages, ruins that were destroyed in the Beast War around this first hour or so. And you hear a lot of the scholars who are all here begin to let out similar coos of excitement, coos of elation, and the like. One thing I did want to double back on for you guys, though, before we get to the scene of which Zaluna jumped up and said hello, and that she's here, is that there was someone that I believe Rahima would have wanted to get into contact with before you guys left on the Skylark. Rahima, as you think back upon your quick exit from this place, did you have a conversation with the one and only Ahwatsi and Zuma?
I would have liked to if I had the time.
Yeah, absolutely. There was like a I think what, 7 hours, 12 hours?
Yes, like whole 7 hours. Yeah, fair enough.
You absolutely would have had time. The question is then, what would you have said? What would you have discussed, or would you just have like a rundown of where you're going, what's going on, and then ask them where they were going?
Yeah, Rahima would have just liked to give them the rundown of where we're going, what's happening, and stuff like that. And I would be curious about where they're going.
Ahuwatsi expresses that, of a member of 2 that are left, there's the one orc of Ogrilla and Zuma and Ahuwatsi back. They wish to return. They want to go back to Ogrilla. They want to return, but your method of travel will not befit a Triceratops. So she is going to express that she is going to go past the wasteland yet again. Even if it means to go empty-handed, or perhaps to scour the surrounding areas of Kirat in a hope to find another powerful object or another Eye of Oro to bring back to the Silent Serpent.
Rahima would then like to help outfit her to survive in the waste for at least a bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
She doesn't seem to know many locations out there. Would you tell her of any locations that would be safe?
Yes, absolutely. Let me look at the map real quick. Is there anywhere in particular that Rahima would think that she would be safest outside of Kirat?
Yes, there is a known oasis in the middle of the desert.
Right, the Oasis of Zerai.
Yes. If you... Eli also likely has some known areas of dig sites, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, then Rahima would absolutely, would point those out.
Okay.
To Ahwatsi, yeah.
With a very gracious nod and a chuff, and a loving embrace from the beak of Zuma, and a big chuff across your body, as one last thank you for saving their lives. They would then trundle off with their Ogreelan to the oasis.
Hell yeah.
just to close that knot, because I believe you would have wanted to communicate with her before leaving.
Yes, absolutely.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Okay. As we pan back up here, Rahima, you are just getting done watching Anisetta pour tears out of the stained glass eyes after this conversation. You have this moment of weakness that you see in this stalwart, dangerous woman. And you look down over the sands and see an uncaring desert. Hear her words of someone that survived in an area of which even the sands themselves wish to take the moisture from your blood and take your bones. Before there is a poof, as a door opens, you hear "Arbiter on deck" from the captain, and you would hear "Where's Arano?" as bursting forth is this crimson-robed, with like this brown overcoat, beautiful jewels bedazzling the white hair of the Zanzara family, and glowing red eyes of an arbiter. You would see Zaluna Zanzara breach upon the scene. As Zaluna looks around, with a big smile on her face as she has her full gear on. Clearly, she went to the local bazaar, like the bazaar itself, and bought what someone was selling to be the perfect attire for being out in the desert. She looks around and she sees you, Arana. Arana, what are you doing in this moment as you're looking over and you're leaving Kirat and flying 100 feet in the air or so?
I think he's standing near the bow of the ship, having watched the city grow smaller in the distance, and is watching over the buttes, keeping an eye out for harpies. I think that's his primary concern at this point. He can't do much on this ship. He's not versed or experienced with it. What he can do is keep an eye out.
As fast as this thing is, it hits you, Arano, that you are not far enough in the sky to avoid harpy combat, to avoid flying creatures that would attack this thing. It crests at its maximum height at like 100 feet above the ground.
Yeah, that's a concern.
The winds begin to gather, and some of the buttes still tower over the Skylark as you dip and dodge and move in between. When you hear Zaluna breach out, knowing that you cannot turn this thing around, especially with what Captain Lackerty had said. Now that she's here, she looks around. Do you flip around to see her? Because that means she is here and she's going to be with you for the expedition.
Yeah, I think it's unbidden. I think there's a moment of genuine surprise as he hears her voice and whips around to please be imagining things.
You see her glowing red eyes with power as she points towards you and begins to storm across the deck. All the scholars begin to let out gasps and whispers, and you hear her say, "You didn't think I was going to let you leave me just..." And as she gets halfway through, you see Mara grab her by the back of the neck like a cat, grasping her, and then just dragging her by the back of the legs back into the captain's room and slamming the door shut as she goes, No, I have to talk to Alacrity. The door is closed.
Rahima like blinks once, twice. Was that Zaluna? Wait, did she say she was an arbiter? What happened?
Oh fuck just happened?
You see the captain say, Quiet. She like shouts over and says, no one is to enter my captain's quarters. Arbiters are exempt by law.
Rana had taken like 2 hard, heavy-booted steps in that direction, and then hearing this just kind of grinds to a halt and sighs in frustration and annoyance, and also a little bit of relief, and also there's a very small fleeting look of pride, not for himself but for Zaluna, for apparently accomplishing her goal.
As you look on, knowing that this is the first time that she's ever been able to escape the walls, you turn back. Ignis, how do you look? Because we've come to the decision, and we talked before, she definitely, you two spoke on this, but she had you by the throat that you cannot talk about it. Is there a guilt apparent on your face, or is it a, thank goodness I don't have to deal with that?
I think if anyone tries to look at me, like, pretends he's looking at, like, a bird or something, you know, but...
There is a fell shadow above you, Ignis.
He's definitely smug, but he's like...
I'm looming towards you. You, her most well-known accomplice in crime. And I'll just say, a warning would have been nice.
She would have probably taken one of my wings if I said anything.
Well, it's a good thing you know how to heal then. Any more surprises?
I don't think so.
You look around for a second.
No, I just saw him target me.
Oh.
I saw
Perfect.
just a dot appear.
Yeah.
I will shoot you over the result, Ignis,
Oh.
of that roll. Do with it in RP what you will. There you go. As the observant gaze falls upon you, what does Arano read from you? Ignis?
Baba.
He's frozen in fear.
It's true.
Died.
Oh, my apologies. Hold on. There you are. Perfect. I have sent over the result. I do believe Ignis had to step away, and Asita had to step away at the same time. Brutal.
Damn.
That's half the party. With two
Yeah,
of you
damn.
remaining. As you sit there, Arano, you look down at Ignis, and the facetious grin, the cat-like smile, and kind of a moment. You've never been good at knowing what those two plans are, and you're confident that you still don't know, and you have to trust the words of this guy.
I'm forever running around, or at least I was forever running around, picking up after their escapades, their shenanigans, if you will. And like I said, as I do appreciate Zeluna spreading her own wings and finding out what exactly she wants out of this world and pursuing her goals, I can't help but feel worried that this might be too much exposure. We're going into this blind. We don't know what we're going to find at this pyramid on this expedition, and we have. If she had given us some time, let us make 2 or 3 ventures into the structure, learn the traps, learn the pitfalls, and uncover some of the more interesting relics. Make it safer. Then she could come. And there's an entirely different alternate timeline that plays out in his mind, for a few seconds, of him escorting her through and showing her the finds that Rumbold has uncovered, and the secret passages that Rahima has coaxed out. And it all kind of just falls away as his armor is bereft of its signifying colors. He can't help but remember that he is no longer of his station. And while that won't stop him from protecting her, it has definitely shifted. Or maybe it hasn't. Maybe she'll insist that Arano still accompanies her. Maybe she'll hire him on privately. He just won't be associated with the court. Maybe there's something, that, and getting lost in this mindset, this wonder of what the hell has happened this past 2 days. Hell being an operative word. Is it still there? He never got a real solid answer out of Amara. Didn't know exactly what caused all the devils to go back, just that it was being handled. And I think it's pretty plain to those around him that there is a wider sense of unpreparedness. And he kind of falls out of that, and out of habit starts scanning the skyline and the cliff lines once more.
It hits you immediately. When you finally break out of this and have a moment where you look over the top of Ignis's horns and head, and over the cross of the Red Wasteland, and you realize that the buttes are already beginning to be on your left. As this first 30 minutes have passed, you're farther than you've ever been from home. At this point, you've already passed the long dunes that you recognize that you were preparing yourself to walk through, trudging with Rumbold in tow. And though you still have him there, not but a few feet to your right, looking over the banister and consulting some notes which are daring to leave his grasp in the wind of these ancient seals that he's holding on to desperately. You look over and even during the Beast Wars, you didn't ever venture this far. I don't think you've ever felt more disconnected from your home, your purpose, or your future. But she's here. At least.
That's something. Right?
Right?
That matters, right? That's not all gone.
As you sit here on the deck, as the buttes begin to fade to your left, as the Skylark clearly is avoiding them, you begin to see it even over the mountains, especially at this height. The center spire. A massive stinger of some kind of god or some pillar of rock itself that sticks out in the far distance, a swirling mass of air constantly pulling in like a vortex, all clouds and weather near it. It is known to you, even at this distance. This thing rises, Rahima, like Rahima and Anaseta, you both know this thing rises 6,000 feet. It is a mile, 1.2 miles about. It's measured in estimation, and is 10 miles in width, length. Oh, for as awful the wasteland can be, it's impossible to be lost, thanks to it. Rahima, you sit with Anaseta. Anaseta, you're wiping away the tears still. You saw that you both have reacted to something being dragged away by Mara. Is there anything the two of you, the three of you, are talking about as Rumble does also appear?
Yeah, Rahima, she sees that everyone is obviously very perturbed by Zaluna suddenly showing up as an arbiter. She'll ask, how old is Zaluna exactly?
That I do not know. I think you'd have to ask Arano.
I don't know.
He'll be 19 come this fall.
Well, fair enough. I think that is a pardon.
No, she just said, I see.
Well, then I think... Why is everyone so perturbed that she's an arbiter? What additional duties does it entail other than, coming out to expeditions like this?
It's not so much the duties, which doing this is atypical. Mara's here because Rumbled. She's here to protect him.
Hey, Rumble.
Hello, Rumbled.
I might speak to you in a little while.
It is good to see you all. I wasn't sure if you all would be joining. Please don't let me interrupt. Continue. What? Oh.
Here. How about you and I have a conversation, Rumble?
It was the wind, I think.
No, Rumble.
Um,
Rumble.
Very well. And he kind of stumbles off with you and says, have you ever been to the spire? And before we have that conversation,
Yeah.
it goes back. Arano, you can continue your conversation.
Arbiters are the ones who interpret the rules that we play by in the city. They're the ones who arbitrate. They help with contracts. They help with all manner of keeping imps in line and making sure that people follow up on their promises and their dues, their promissory notes. It's a tremendous responsibility. It's also a key pillar of the Asmodean faith. And Zaluna has been in training. She has wanted many things. She was wanted to see outside of the city walls. She has wanted to see the spire. When she heard of you finding the pyramid, she wanted to see it. She's always had fascination with any bit of knowledge she can find. She's very smart. She's very inquisitive. And that has led her to gain an eclectic level of skills, including sneaking out and hiding and plausible deniability. She is also blessed with divine touch. She's a pretty powerful spellcaster in her own right.
I see. And she could not just live on her own, I'm guessing?
We built walls for a reason. It's dangerous out here.
Fair enough, but I was out here exploring when I was about 14 or so I suppose my view on it is skewed.
You can see
Well,
Arana kind of tightens up a little bit at the mention of 14 years of age.
okay. You twitched.
He kind of levels a flat, hard gaze at you for a moment. 14 was when the Mokhtar first attacked me and my family.
I see.
I think you have a gentler notion to the surrounding areas than perhaps the rest of us do. And I think that has also colored Zenara's perceptions of the area and wanting to keep Zaluna within the walls. Also, to hear Mara talk about it, the trials of becoming an arbiter are stressful, dangerous. They require a certain level of fortitude to pass.
Well, beyond her own capabilities, whatever they may be, she does sound very capable. But it sounds like this is an undertaking that would not be able to really be conducted in secret if it is such a trial.
She's
But I
always had
suppose-
her way of talking herself into any room she wanted to be in.
I could tell that from her. She's very... She definitely knows that she is charming.
You can say smug, yes.
She is very smug. But that is worrying then, that she was able to do all of this even under your noses. You say that she is very sneaky. But, Mara not knowing about this is very worrying, considering that she is an arbiter.
I suppose we'll have to wait until they finish their conversation, but she very well. And he kind of looks around and makes sure that there's not too many listening ears before he pitches his voice a little lower. She may have also just told them she was the new arbiter in order to get on.
Rahima's eyes widen and then she nods. You know, that does make sense. Her outfit did seem bought and not earned.
I'm surprised she didn't steal it.
Well, maybe she did. We don't know.
We can't prove it if she did. Anyway.
Kind of as that happened, you two, both of you have likely been hearing the conversation between Anisetta and Rumble, because Rumble's loud, so we'll pan over there for a moment. Anisetta and
Anisetta would actually be trying to get Rumble in a room alone.
Oh, like bring him downstairs?
Yeah, to where it's just the two of them.
Yeah, I think that, like, he's too distracted. Like, I think you could very easily, I think Arano, that's probably why you peter off, is finally, you know, Anisetta brings him downstairs into the lower decks. The second floor of it is filled with, like, an entire, it's like a long hallway with a bunch of, like, seats with leathers over them. You can see a Rooksy kind of like sitting there with goggles on. You can see a whole bunch of humans that are all panicked. Some of them are excited looking out the small windows and portholes in the Skylark. And going down a third floor finally, do you go into your room?
Yeah, I imagine there's nobody in there.
You
well, I think
open.
Clutch is in there.
You hear as Clutch jumps towards you. Clutch goes to pounce on the way out. I need you to give me either command an animal. Is going to be the best thing I can do as you open the door.
Oh no.
As a Munder lizard, well and good, bigger than you, jumps out.
Could she open it, see, and just immediately like reflex snap it shut, or?
He'll shove it. I'll either let you do I'll let you do an opposed athletics for like that, or you can try to command an animal to keep him in.
Opposed. Okay, my athletics is worse than my command an animal.
You gotta beat a DC 15.
Okay. Brother.
Sit.
I'm gonna hero point that.
Sounds good. Okay, alright. You kind of have this moment. I think it's the realization you go, oh shit! And when the door opens, it pushes on you. You see the long tongue flick out. It looks left, looks right down the hallway. And then you kind of like sit there and you remember, you go through your thing. And then you realize, remember, there's commands for Clutch. There's commands for Clutch. And finally you go, stop! And you just see Clutch look up towards you. The tail, poof, 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 poof. The inside of the door is shredded. For your room. Like, it's going to need to be replaced whenever this trip is done.
Mm-hmm.
He looks up towards you, staring.
Sorry. I think she will... I think she will look... Damn, you know what? I think she would go... There's nobody else in this room, right?
Nope.
Have your serious talk with the monitor lizard.
Yes, opens the door and goes, all right, Rumble, come in. I want to show you something, have you translate something.
Oh, look at this little one. And
yeah, his name's Clutch. He's,
I remember those, folk at the, I had a brief, there was a Rooksy, Blue had a necklace, this is theirs, is it not? I recognize them. when I was kidnapped.
Yeah, this is actually where we picked him up.
Oh,
Brought
it
him
was
back.
very well trained. The explorer
Yeah.
who called its own introduced me, and very well behaved.
All right. Well, here's the thing, Rumble.
I hope that
I'm gonna show you
Aruxie's doing okay. He pats them on the top of the head and then comes in with you.
Yeah, I think she closes the door behind her and kind of.
Yeah.
All right, Rumble. Rumble, I'd like to have you translate something before we even get there. That okay with you?
I'm sure. I'm just going through. Give me one moment. And he kind of begins to flip. If I'm finishing one word. I'm finishing off. There was a story in the walls of the temple known as It's a testament to the purity of the pharaoh. Actually, very interesting. But I assume you don't. And he puts the story the translation down and looks up and says, what is it?
All right. I'm gonna show you something. I
Oh,
want you to translate it. I want you to not speak of it
uh,
to anyone outside of this room.
all right.
Rano, Rahima, Mara, they already know, okay?
Very well, yes.
Oh, fuck me. And she will knock her hat off of her head and reveal her halo to Rumble.
Okay. The pale light goes across. You begin to see a skeletal structure, the horns, as you do so. And do you turn around?
Turn around, towards him?
Away from him. Yeah. Because on the back of your head, you mostly.
Well, mostly. The thing is that if she turns around, it will still be behind. It's behind it to him.
Yeah.
So it's always behind her head, no matter what angle. So I think she does I think she maybe tries to find an angle that maybe it'll rotate and.
Could you, kneel for me, just
Sure. She'll kind of crouch down.
Oh, very curious. Such a pale light I have not seen in quite some time. Let's see.
You seen it before?
Oh, yes. There's depictions of the pale light in many a Nubian legend, actually. There we are. Yes. It's denotation of the duat. It's markings of it is words, but not. It's a feeling, actually, like a debt. It is an expression. In hieroglyphic, in our tongue, it reads something akin to the duat is bound in death and wish will be thy manifestation of ember in death. It seems to be some sort of promise of return, some kind of foci of some kind, yes. Does that make sense at all?
Can I recall knowledge to see if that does make sense?
Go ahead and give me recall knowledge.
Yeah. Do I also have written what he said correctly? The duat is bound in death, and which will be thy manifestation of ember in death?
Thy wish in manifestation.
Thy wish and manifestation of ember in death. Okay. And I will roll a recall knowledge.
As the words are said to you, Anisetta, your eyes begin to glow, and you begin to feel lightheaded. When these words begun to get spoken out loud to you and translated, it is the eerie feeling of somebody beginning to like pick under your skin, pry at something extremely personal. But it is something that you begin to innately understand. These feelings, and you look back towards the door that you closed with all the shreds, and it looks exactly like the door of which you were standing in front of for so long. There's a pale light that begins to beam underneath it. You look around and the room begins to become blurry, gray.
What's happening? What's happening?
Oh, is everything all right? Don't panic. It's just knowledge.
You see that coming under the door?
He kind of looks back. No, I don't see anything.
I think she's like stands up, a little woozy, stumbles to the side a little. But I think she will... She wants knowledge, but does she want to risk things?
You have this moment, you begin to kind of like refocus. Do you pursue it?
I think she pursues that feeling.
As you go to step towards the door, you hear some sort of movement behind it, a shadow that breaks the pale light. It is a tapping on a wooden floor, and you recognize it to be the steps of a beautiful dance that you learned a long time ago. Someone's dancing it, and they're dancing it alone at the moment. You go to reach forward, you take a step, put a hand out towards the door past Rumbold, before you feel a burn. Your entire back seizes as a flame begins to rush down the back of your body. And when you turn backwards in sudden shock, you see a molten chain and smoke tied to your back.
Go. Let me go. I need to see her.
You see Rumble like stands up and drops his pages and the like. Your clutch begin to whine.
What the fuck?
Do you look down towards Rumbolt or do you keep focused?
I will save all this DC to get snapped out of it.
Okay.
What would you call this? Like, if she fails it, the snap of his books falling to the floor.
Yeah. His shout, clutch whining.
Yeah. I think DC 16.
Sure. Go for it. In that moment, you snap down towards it, hearing somebody call out, and you hear an animal whine. And the moment that you do, you realize Rumbold fell. You don't see the pale light in the ground that was near him before by that door. The sound has stopped, and you look back, and you can see the chain is gone.
Oh fuck, Rumble, and she'll lean down to help him up.
The fucking hip. Oh,
god damn, I'm sorry.
that's all right. No, it's okay. It's pursuit of knowledge. I understand it. I imagine it was strange. Whatever you saw.
It's familiar.
Arano and Harihima and Ignis, all three of you likely would have heard like a call, and then you would have heard from the second floor, "I know an old man, he's crying." From like up to the top deck.
Well, yeah, Rahima will hustle.
Okay.
So there's a sprinting at that point.
there is a sprinting as you see. You rush past the person who's saying that. Ignis, you come down as well, knowing somebody's crying for help. And the three of you come down to the door, and you can hear Clutch whining behind it, and you can hear Rahima. There is the whine that is translated to you, I believe, right? Can you? No
I
feathers.
can only understand feathered.
Yes, so no feathers. I apologize. Yeah. You can hear from the other side the whine of Clutch, and Rahima, you are also hearing Rumble, but Rumble seems to be teetering out at the moment. And Anisetta, whatever you're saying, you begin to hear the sound of movement behind the door. I assume, Ronald, you fling open the door?
I don't know if you need a
No,
mechanical thing for it.
I don't think it was locked or anything like that. Anisetta,
No, it wasn't locked.
when the door flings open, you look over, hoping to see her, and instead you see Arano and Rahima and Ignis.
I think she spins on her heel, almost says like, "Hey." Immediately the hat comes back onto her head, and
Is
Sorry.
Rumble on the floor?
He's
No, I
on
think
the side of a
she-
bunk bed, like he's like sitting on the bunk
yeah,
bed.
I think
now.
she helped him to sit on a bed. She wouldn't have just left him on the floor.
No. It's all right then, everyone. It was a strange ephemeral effect, I think. And Anisetta has calmed down.
Ephemeral effect?
Yes, he like looks up towards you and says, "Are you gonna shoot me if I say something?" But
Yeah. I think she would say aloud. I had him translate the. She kind of gestures a finger at her head,
I see.
and it. The phrase did something to me. It. I remembered a chain coming out of my back, keeping me from opening a door.
A chain came out of your back?
Probably more accurate to say it went into my back.
Rano's stepping past and going to assist Rumble.
all right, could you pick up the purity of the pharaoh? I'm translating it. I don't want to lose my spot.
Sorry, Rumble.
It's all right. It is a burden of mine to be able to read such things, and I apologize. It's
No, I asked you. It's my bad.
I have to ask. This chain, it wasn't considering the word, the duat, the symbol, the glyph is on your thing on your head. You don't feel a pull there, do you? I've long since asked Amara if she had seen a similar thing. Never she was returned.
It was, I was dead for quite some time. Same as Mara.
Then you have been returned through another method than the Haka.
Yeah. When did Mara turn?
I began to receive the dreams of where to find her and what to do about 20 years back, but it took me 3 years to gather the Heka and do what was came to me. 17 years about. I brought Mara back.
She's like mumbling to herself, like trying to do math. 20 years ago, she was dead. You saying she was dead 20 years ago?
Oh yes. Quite some time before that too.
How long was your estimate?
It's hard to say. The body was desiccated, drained of its moisture. I think because of the temple that they were dug up from, the rust did not get to the body, so the skin and the like was still there, but there was no organs, no long since decayed. So,
Right.
anywhere between 50 to 500 years.
Huh. I think it's now her turn to kind of stumble and sit on the bed next to Rumbold. 50 to 500 years. Okay.
Yes,
And
it was a miracle that it could be done at all. Like I said, it was when we first were learning the true gift of Yakam and its power.
right. Sure. She's like in her own head. She's responding, but she ain't
Well,
listening.
Before you ask me, Angelique, I can't do it again. Morrow had something within her body. A catalyst of some kind. I do not speak with her often. But Hekar does not have that reaction to the dead, not usually. I think there was something else that, it fueled. If you are wanting to ask me to bring someone back, as many have tried these last 17 years, I can't do it.
I mean, unfortunately, at the end of the day, sometimes it is better to leave the dead to their own devices.
I suppose. Perhaps, but... Yes,
Can Anisetta recall knowledge on the chain?
yeah, go for it. Same flame, same touch, same, what's the word? Spark that came from, your daily munitions crafting. Same burn sensation. You have no doubt that they're tied together somehow.
Bitch. Raptor. That motherfucker. I think she abruptly stands up and looks down at Rumbold and says, Thank you, Rumbold. You've helped me a lot, and you've given me a couple answers and a lot of questions.
Oh, yes, no doubt I have many questions for you. If you're bound to the Duat in some way, perhaps you know what lies beyond our mortal coil. I wonder if you have seen the judgment of Anubis.
I got no clue.
Ah, a shame. A dire shame.
I think she will kind of put a hand on Rahima and Arano to steady herself as she gets up and walk to the door.
Does it seem like Rumbold is staying in here?
He's picking up his notes. He wants to go back up.
Mm-hmm.
Because he likes seeing it. It's a long hieroglyphic copy, though, that he's kind of like having to pick back up from the ground.
I'll help him out.
Yeah, we would have done that when he asked the first time. Well, if that's the case, then Arana will grab a scruff of Anicetta's cloak, keep her steady when she goes to lay a hand on him, and will gesture for Rahima and Rumble to exit the room.
Mhm.
And if they head out, we'll kind of give a quick shake at the collar and a slight push to Anicetta to create about just another foot or two distance between them. Next time you want to scare the fragile old man who is the only one capable of translating what we find to illuminate anything that would allow us to work on our goal. How about you let us know first?
He wasn't scared. For your information, I was more scared.
He seemed pretty disturbed and fell. Hopefully didn't break a hip, right?
I don't think he did. But she looks lost. She looks like she looks like she's trying to do math and it refuses to add up no matter what she does.
Seeing that she's otherwise preoccupied and not receptive to his bullying, I think he would just kind of quietly snarl a little bit and turn and leave.
500 years is impossible. And I think she will walk out the door behind him. Close the door on Clutch.
Starts scratching the door again.
Fucking hell.
All right. And it's funny, he's well behaved until you close the door. Rahima, and I imagine you guys all ascend back up to the deck. Ignis, I assume you're going back up too, right? Or are you gonna dote on? Imagine you're gonna dote on Rumble. Make sure his hip isn't broken. Simple enough. Simple enough. Rahima, you hear from Rumbold as he moves with you. I do think Anicetta has seen Anubis's judgment. I've learned more evidence of it.
Really? What did you find? Now that she can't hear us, I wouldn't want her to be disturbed again.
I've come to find that there is a depiction, scales of judgment are put in front of those that fall to death, yes? I believe that the Anubians treat those who have seen death as those who have been judged by Anubis. No doubt Anubis was, while walking the lands of our world, judging those who would fall to death. And in that case, if then they arose, they are then deemed judged, not taken. Right?
Yes, that rings a bell. Is there anything I can recall knowledge about here, Adamara?
Yeah, you can, but this seems subjective to an extent.
Right, fair enough. Okay, then I'll just let him talk.
He seems to look up towards you and says, "But now that the Uru are missing and Anubis is nowhere to be found, when one dies and returns, are they still considered judged?
That is a good question. I never managed to ask her myself. Mara never mentioned witnessing this judgment, did she?
No, she does not speak of being lost often. Her mind and soul are addled after such a long stint in death. But she has never spoken of seeing Anubis, no.
And neither has Aniseta.
Do you know if Orano has? When his brief, even though flash of death?
He has mentioned Doris. He mentioned, I believe, seeing Aniseta, but he did not mention anything about Anubis.
Those who have been judged by Anubis have some weight within the society of the Anubians, some innate gift and power. I have reason to believe that the high priests of Anubis himself willfully died in order to be judged in return. As a way of passage. Do not speak on their experience. But after such a judgment is done, they are deemed not infallible, but holy.
Sacred?
Sacred, yes, sacred. You see, he thinks on that. The only infallible word in the Anubian Empire was the pharaoh's after his judgment. This, what I'm translating speaks of his death.
The pharaoh's death?
Yes, he was, killed at 9 years old. Would you... And he, holds up the translation.
You read my mind. You know me so well.
Would you like to hear of it?
Yes, please.
He comes up to the top, and I think everybody at this point has come up to the top where he's kind of sitting there and he's speaking. He begins to say, from what I've translated so far, it suffices as this. This tale was in the innermost sanctum of the Temple of Sutek, the where Apep Seth was, yes? It reads, it's called The Purity of the Pharaoh. Chaos. Only the God King Sutek is the conqueror of chaos. There is no greater paradigm than the Pharaoh's fall. The blood of Anubis himself, the Pharaoh, yes, could not prevent from straying from Mot. You're aware of Mot, yes? We've spoken of it?
And Mot is, what is it again?
You would know that that's the idealization / a being of order, of perfect harmony, of all falls towards Mot, basically, perfect society, a perfect form,
So it's
peace in the soul,
like an ideal of a perfect society.
Yes.
I see.
You would know that the feather of Mot, the creature, the Aru, the Ennead member, is what Anubis weighs against your heart. So when someone says that they are straying from Mot, it means that they're falling into chaos, right?
Right, and Rahim will say, yes, the feather, the idealization of order, yes. I know.
When he brought the souls of the unbound, to face judgment and death, to be ridden of them or be returned to join the Empire. He faced utter dissonance, and the Pharaoh fell. The Hierophant, Hamza, name was, he points towards a depiction of an Anubian, with a great crown, and you can see that they have their hands open in these long robes, and you can see that there's these the teeth are massively wide in a laugh. Hardy, they almost seem very the word I would give it the depiction of Hamza is full of jovialness, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Very clearly is sculpted that way. At the time was still a high priest. On thy crusade of the Anubians was confessed upon by the Pharaoh. What was confessed by the Pharaoh was an unbidden lie of the idols of the lost lands of chaos, sown in desperation, which took root. Hamza then pleaded to the Ennead to restore truth to the Pharaoh, but he was already corrupt. The Pharaoh commanded the Hierophant of Sutek, named Reshen, using the Crook of Law to perform an accursed act against the Ennead's will. Using the last of the Hekar granted to him, Hamza summoned Sekhmet's unending storm to trap the Pharaoh until the bearer of the spear arrived. For it was deemed that the judgment of the Pharaoh was not for a mortal to levy upon one who is beyond immortality, and that Anubis would see his child judged by his own scales. Willingly, the Pharaoh returned and was brought before the high priests and hierophants, was removed of the Ankh of life and his crook of law, and the spear pierced his heart. Anubis took the Pharaoh's heart to the Ennead, and it was never returned. Instead, it was demanded by Sutek, his only child, to be judged as well. And young, but beyond death by birthright, the spear was plunged into the heart of the child, under the careful eyes of all atop the Great Pyramid Ankara, the seat of the Empire. Anubis returned with only the Ka of the child, and the divine heir was deemed a successor, and inherited the name and honor of the Pharaoh at the age of 9, proven by the very Ennead themselves to be pure of purpose and uncorrupted by the lies of the idols. The right of the sun was beamed upon his scarred sacred flesh, and the Nemes was bound to him. The Ankh and Crook were given to the pure blood of Anubis, restored, and he who would lead the empire to the lands beyond death. And at his side, Hamza was given the flail of reeds and the title of the Hierophant, as a gift for his unending loyalty and great purpose of uprooting the first pharaoh. And the Hierophant of Anubis, Asmara her name is, tended the new pharaoh with his wound. The spear's theft of divinity could be reversed, but not the wound given. Bidden by Anubis to break her vow of silence, she spoke for the pharaoh until his voice returned, and she remains the only priest of the dead which can utter a breath in life and death. The mummified remains of the old pharaoh given by Anubis in a jar crafted by his own hands as a mark of her new status. And the pharaoh Amu was not defamed, was not destroyed, and was not reduced by his journey to the Ennead. Instead, his wound remains the reminder that his devotion and word is without question. The pharaoh was deemed this way by the Ennead themselves, and he is beyond mortal. His will is above all, his power is eternal, his blood unending, and his first decree of the dynasty, that no Anubian Ka would ever be lost in death. That's where I've gotten to, at least. He looks like...
I see. Interesting. That poor 9-year-old.
Oh,
Hmm.
there you go. For those that could not write it all down.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm
you
trying to write it
so
down.
much.
You're.
Yeah, no, I was
Thank you
going to catch the VOD.
So
Yeah.
much. I was,
Yeah,
dude,
me
I
too.
even
I was
wrote-
literally
I even
midway through. I was like,
wrote-
I have to just catch the bot. Thank you, Adamera.
He looks up and says, I'm to believe that when he decreed that no Anubian car would ever be lost in death, I believe he meant no Anubian soul. Car is a reflection of soul.
Heka is a reflection of the soul, is what he said.
Just Ka, not Heka. Just Ka.
Ah, just Ka is a reflection of the soul. Do I know that?
Yeah, you know Ka is basically like, the soul which travels on in death to receive
I
judgment
see.
to the Duat. That's your actual spirit, if that makes sense.
Oh, right. Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. Sorry. Yeah.
Your ka and your ka.
I see. Yes. Yeah. It is that is your soul.
So, do you believe that the Pharaoh was trying to prevent death, or that he was trying to make sure no one be lost in death? Seems counterintuitive. I believe it's lost in translation.
Yes, I was going to say I'm sorry that there are many facets that we are not picking up on, but
I wanted to bring this to you because this story confirms that Ankara was the seat of the empire.
yes, that is very exciting.
He looks up with a big old man smile of, yeah, like, I'm happy and obsessed.
I'm very, very excited to see what we'll find in there. I have to wonder what they left.
Yes, I agree. He kind of takes a moment and steps back and says, I am of many opinions of this. What do you think the first pharaoh commanded Rishen to do? This accursed act was so horrible that Hamza betrayed him to the Ennead.
It is possible.
It was an act also deemed so horrible that the first pharaoh was never returned.
Yes, and that is very heavy indeed, considering the pharaoh is supposed to not to be beyond death. Yes.
Yes, it appears as though the Ennead claimed him godless for this act.
Do I know if the beastfolk were around in this time, Idamera?
Hard to say.
Yeah.
You would know that at the top of it reads that it was a lie unbidden by those in the last lands of chaos, and then you see one of the words, the unbidden lie of the idols. You can roll me recon knowledge on the idols if you want, but that's okay.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. If you could, I don't know what's up with my brain.
You're
today.
okay.
I'm
No,
just, like, not-
no, it's okay. Yeah, by all means.
I don't. That should have rolled for a human, not how. Okay.
It did. You remember Ironhoof using the word idols
Mm-hmm.
in his story.
That's true. That's true.
But Arano, Aniseta, and Ignis, you likely all are close by and definitely heard this story in full. To be clear, your characters are not unknowing of this story.
Mm-hmm. I see. I see.
I think for his own part, Arano has kind of walked past and resumed his position up and towards the bow and is keeping an eye out, but has self-consciously and maybe even subconsciously in this act put his hand to his ruined chest where his heart was, but otherwise doesn't say or make any commentary.
Mm-hmm.
And if he notices after a minute or two that his hand is there, he will bring it back down to his side and just clench a fist.
Okay.
Aniseta is just watching the scenery go by and is trying again, just doing mental math of years over and over and over.
You know, a minotaur that we helped, his name was Ionotov. He told us a story of from his people. And Rahima will recount the story. I don't know if you need me to but she'll
It's all good.
try to recount it in full. And she'll say, it is entirely possible that the cat that they were talking about, I remember in the ruins that we found you in, there was a depiction of a cat that I believe, she'll rifle through notes,
Mhm.
I believe did signify the pharaoh, if I remember correctly, or
Oh,
if
yes.
my
He like flips between his own like notes of where he was talking about that. The horned cat. Yes.
yes,
Um.
um it is entirely possible that the legend that Ironhorse was talking about, or telling us, maybe it had something to do with this great evil act that the pharaoh did.
You believe it was the cat that spoke to the pharaoh then?
I believe it could be, if that could be the reason why he did that evil act.
Compelled by this horned cat. It also depicts here that the bearer of the spear killed the horned cat. Yes?
Yes.
So the pharaoh and the cat both were slain for this one act.
Yes. At least that's my interpretation. It could be wrong, but
I wonder what happened to the other of these idols. The crow, the swine, the crocodile.
well, I personally, this may be uh uh extrapolation on my part, but each of these uh the animals, the idols that were mentioned here, do map on quite cleanly to different uh beastfolk. The crows, the kenku, the hyena, the Anubians. Um, I do not remember the name of the swine-headed people that I met, but they all map on quite cleanly to each of the idols mentioned here.
I believe, Rahima, you might be onto something. You know this well. The Anubians they foresought They forsaked their original worship in favor of the Ennead, right?
Yes. Yes.
Perhaps they forsook this hyena idol.
That would make sense.
Would explain why they still look as hyena folk rather than jackal, Nubis, or any of the other Ennead.
Yes, yes, and in that case, it would make sense that they perhaps have gifts from this idol rather than anything to do with Anubius.
Yes, perhaps even there was only ever two pharaohs. Perhaps this original pharaoh was acquainted with the other idols. Because if he was the first to forsake and become... No, because it was the blood of the divine that made him the pharaoh. It was well after the Ennead came in. Why did he entreat with the cat at all? He kind of looks confused.
That is the big question. What did the cat promise? Was there an emergency that needed to be dealt with? Did the cat promise its own power?
All it says is that he told the pharaoh a lie, and it sowed chaos in him.
Perhaps the cat then told him lies of maybe a ruin of some kind?
Perhaps.
And that is why the cat brought him the gifts from all of these other beastfolk, perhaps.
Do you think that the pharaoh is the snake in the story?
That is the only interpretation I can think of.
Suppose. I wonder why the would not be known as the hyena.
This is true. This is true. Why would it be a separate animal if it is hyena folk?
Perhaps this story is old. If the hyena was betrayed by its own, I don't suppose it would be known in the story as the hyena, or be denoted as alive. But in the purity of the Pharaoh story, it says that the act that the Pharaoh committed was to use his crook of law to force the Hierophant of Sutek, this Rishen, to perform this accursed act. The Pharaoh forced someone else to do it.
Yes, so in that case, it couldn't be the cat that brought these things to him, because I assume it would be Rashen, unless they are trying to insinuate like the cat is acting through Rashen or something.
Do you still have Rishen's cane?
I should, yes, I should. She'll like rifle through her bag. Oh wait, no, no. No, shit, I gave it to the university.
Ah, that is a shame. Rishen was said to be the Hierophant of Sutek. That is a coveted position. Considering the temple that we delved into was the temple known as Sutek's Temple.
Perhaps when we come back, I'll have to ask to look at it again.
Perhaps. Perhaps. Well, you said you faced the tomb of Rashen. Was there something in there other than this cane?
Yes, there was.
Excuse me.
Hmm? Oh, excuse me.
Nothing, I was sniffling.
I see. Yes, there were.
To be
I remember.
to
Oh,
be,
pardon.
to be clear, above table for the other party members, these two nerds are going to go off the whole session if you guys interrupt them. To be clear, like they're gonna so please interrupt at any time that you want to. But go ahead.
I got
Wayne.
nothing right now.
I'm Anisetta's lost, bro. She's lost
Then
in her.
I
in
hope you
herself.
enjoy the info dump that is happening between
Yeah.
the nerds. But anyways, for Rashen's tomb, aside from we did see the engravings on the tomb, and obviously the snake like undead that we had to deal there.
Yes, you saw the necrophidius, which was Rashen's body.
Yes.
Had been turned into some kind of guardian or construct or some fucked up thing, right? You learned in there that Rashen was the person who was giving birth to Apepseth.
Yeah, Rahima will think for a moment. Rashen's tomb. Yes, yes. Wait, no, you're right. He was depicted as the person giving birth to Seth, and his body had been made into a strange, undead, snake sentinel type of thing. Yes, I remember that.
That is a strange fate. Usually those who are hierophants, as it says here, Rashen was the hierophant of Sutek himself. The God King, the leader of the Ennead, would have been entombed in honor and in loving, laid to rest.
This did not seem to be the case for Rashen.
Perhaps he was punished for being forced to do this act by the Pharaoh.
Perhaps. Maybe. Cruel, but depending on the acts, perhaps they thought it was justifiable.
Yes. As this happens, I imagine you guys are careening at this point a few hours into the trip around the mountainside, past the Thorn Weld, and you do see the little spot that is the Oasis of Zerai. The spire itself comes into closer view. And I'll give you guys the beauty of it, if that's okay.
Yay! Beauty!
Yeah. Show it.
As you turn and begin to make your way closer towards it, Rumble almost seems to get distracted as he looks at it. And you would see... God, those nerds, and they're talking about their nerd stuff. And their nerd hair.
Nerd.
Yep, totally not listening to all the story revelations that are going there. And
There it is.
Yo.
You would see
Rumble
Rumble.
pop out not working.
Rumble looks over
There we go.
towards you and says, "How close have you gotten to it before?"
To the spire?
Yes.
Not very close, though maybe closer than some would think for comfort. I know there is quicksand around it, so I have always tried to be careful, but I have to admit it is very curious.
It's
I was
Huh?
found around it as a little girl.
Really?
Really?
That makes sense.
Yeah.
The spire is one of the only places in the wasteland where the rust does not enter.
It was found a little ways northeast of it. I was 7, supposedly.
In
Did you ever come in contact with the terror of the sands then?
I think she's gonna roll a recall knowledge if she
No
can,
need.
But
There
No.
is a mysterious and powerful creature known as the Terror of the Sands. Its actual name that you would know, it's been referred to as by others, is Terraket,
etiquette. Okay.
which I can spell out for you if you want to. Terraket is a unknowably large creature in the sands that circles the spire and kills anyone that comes near.
I think then the answer she would have is no. Not. I mean, I'm here.
I guess if the thing is said to be so big that one can see it in the distance, I thought perhaps you had seen some unlucky folk. Perhaps your family
Huh?
that brought you there were devoured by it. Oh! He like sits there.
Tilts ahead.
Around the spire there is an even set circle of Anubian obelisks. I one of my first things I translated was the what they say. They all say the same thing. Did you want to?
Yes, please, please.
Let me see my notes. He takes like 5 minutes going through his notes to find like one in his very back pocket.
And we're like fully in the whipping wind right now, so we have to be very
Yeah.
careful.
He goes, there we go. Okay, all right, there we are. The obelisks bear an Anubian script, unlike most other obelisks found in the desert. It says, "Above the crown a tempest screams, below the sands a nightmare dreams. Chained to serve by the Aru's hand, forever made to serve the land. Speak not their names, heed not their cries, break not their binds until all else dies."
Ominous. You said that this was exactly the same around all of these obelisks?
Yes, a perfect circle around the spire.
Interesting.
Pains.
Oh.
Nothing.
You sure?
I was chained, not let to. Thank you. Break not their binds until all else dies. I don't know. I was chained up in that vision I had, but I don't know how much of that was real.
Vision.
The one that happened downstairs. I was chained and not let close to the door.
I think I have something.
Sure.
He like looks around and says, I did not have any context for this script, but with what we saw within the temple of Sutek, do you think this means not to break their binds until after the sun had been devoured?
Oh. Yes, that would do it. That
Yeah,
would
that
make
makes sense. Break not their binds until all else dies. Drazul, didn't he say that binds were... Didn't Drazul say something about binds being broken at the wrong time? Door being closed. It was door being closed at the wrong time.
I believe it was door being closed.
Yeah.
I did not get to speak to that creature much before it was destroyed. It simply had me translate that great wall. figure out the script and the words to awaken Apep Seth. Or, I suppose, more to unlock the power of that hourglass.
Yeah. I don't know. There's a lot. Speaking of the chain to serve by the it must be referencing Drazul and his kind, right?
The Aru? The Aru are gods, like the silent serpent is an Aru. The Ennead are the most powerful of the Aru. There was, in that story I just told, Sekhmet, the, powerful Aru, part of the Ennead. Anubis is a part of the Ennead, Sutek is. They are, the gods.
Yeah, the script, though,
Huh.
chained to serve by the Aru's hand.
I think
This
that means...
feels like it's referencing Drazul and his kind, does it not?
I had begun to think that this spire was crafted by the Aru themselves, for some unknown purpose. All we know is that it shapes the land.
Yeah, but
This is true.
how?
Well, the rust does not enter it. Much like some of the ruins that we have been to.
True.
And as I said before, there is quicksand. Clearly something is trying to keep something either in there or trying to keep people out.
There was a Nubian a scholar, someone under one of Rashid's apprentices. The idea that the tempest storm above it that swirled was one of the reasons that this place became a desolate desert. When this spire was created, it draws in all cloud and storm, preventing rain.
I see. That could make sense, but it does not affect the region evenly.
I do not know why it would. It has its effect. The rust, I do not know if that was even a part of the I've never seen any remark of the rust in anything that I've read on the Anubian scripts.
Yes, true.
Might have been beyond their time, a new development. But on a map of Kirat, I imagine it's quite desolate up in any region surrounding the spire.
It's mostly rust sand, some mountains here or there.
And Grilla has the mountains to block it, and
Shielding us, yes.
the water falls from the very spires where you see the Twin Peaks arise.
Yes.
Have I told you my favorite show, Twin? I'm just- You can see that scholars have begun to like almost surround you guys in order to just listen in on what Rumbold is saying. So like there's a little bit more people than usual around you. They're pretending to be nonchalant. But yeah.
Oh. Kind of like bumps. I think Anisetta like bumps into a researcher, kind of stares down
excuse me.
at them. Yeah, sure. So Grilla was shielded from the effects of the storm by those mountains, the Twin Peaks.
That could very well be it.
Why doesn't the rust do anything about Ogrilla? Why doesn't the sand swallow it?
That is the big question. I feel as though we may find some more answers in Ankara.
I assume that's the name of the pyramid that you,
Yes,
well,
the Great Pyramid, yes,
The seat of the empire, it says.
is the seat of the Empire.
I don't remember that being there, but
No, it
sure.
did rise up out of the sand.
Oh, Rahima
I
here
see.
used that as their application to join us Seekers of the Sunken Flame.
Yes. Very exciting.
How did you raise it?
Oh, okay. So, and Rahima, she puts it back down. So, there are there are lots of little like ruins scattered like nearby. Uh, Not even like some of them are a few miles, like some of them are even farther out. But each of them had like pieces of this artifact. You put the artifact together. There was a ruin right nearby Ankara. I saw the artifact in there. I get Rumble to help me translate some things. And the pyramid rose up. People very angry at me because there is a nation of orcs right there. They were not very happy with me, but it did rise up, and it is very, very exciting.
Incredibly exciting. The things were
And now I get to
fine.
go in.
The knowledge! The relics!
The knowledge.
I
It will get over it.
see. Right. And this was about how long ago?
Um.
Less than a month.
Yeah, I was about to say like less than a month ago.
Okay.
About 3 weeks ago. Yeah.
Pretty sure I was dead then, but okay.
What was it?
Pretty sure I was dead then, but
Oh.
regardless. So, do you know how to get in?
Walk.
From what Rahima has told me, the door has a translation on it, some kind of inscription that she wanted me to read in order to figure out how to open it.
Yes, I'm sorry I couldn't resist the joke, but yes, Rumbles will be helping us with the inscription on the door.
I see. Well, kind of looks out as I assume we're now like passing the spire.
Yeah, we can say that some hours have passed. Yeah.
Well, we're just about halfway there from the looks of it.
Yes, isn't it exciting?
Yeah, a little. I'll be honest, a little.
Yeah, Rahima beams. All right, well, I don't know what else to do, I have to admit. Now I'm just sort of waiting.
I have more translations I need to go through.
Oh, goody!
There is one that speaks about a delicacy. One of the measures that they imported honey.
Oh, that sounds very good. You know, it was very, very convenient that they idolized honey so much.
Yes. Why would you
It's
say
not-
so?
Hmm?
How come?
She gestures vaguely. You know, it's
I wonder
No,
why is it convenient?
well, you know, it's you get hungry when you're tomb delving.
Oh, so Rahima, are you eating?
Reserves.
Are you eating the honey in the tombs?
You're crazy, Rumble.
Yes, that would be.
That be really ill-advised.
I
It'd
would-
be crazy. No
You
one would do that.
Even Arano
It'd be-
knows that it
What?
preserves things, and thus it likely had something important in it.
Yes, and no one would ever eat it, even if it was only a little jar and it didn't look very important and you were very, very, very hungry. That would never happen. No one
Wouldn't
would
it be
ever do
hundreds
that.
of years old though?
I mean, it would be, but you know, honey doesn't really it doesn't go off.
It doesn't
Not that I would
spoil.
know. No.
Hmm. So you don't know. So you don't know what you're talking about.
Oh no, I do. I know what I'm talking about.
And
I
how would you
just-
know what you're talking about?
Well, because
you
I
ever
can
eaten-
read. No.
Damn.
What do you mean, damn?
Also gonna. Yeah, also gonna.
My deception DC of 10.
Right there with you. Right there with you.
Where's... Oh
God, you
man, I'm
almost
the
got a
best in my
crit.
party. I'm the best in my party at this. I really... Please tell me... Okay. I was about to say, please tell me I got a 1.
So anyway, like I
Arano's
said,
just
Sure.
staring hard at you and finally sensing you wilting. It's just going to say, it's also a great burn ointment, too.
yes, it has many, many uses.
Angelique. Angelique. Sorry. Rahima. She like leans in. It's fine. It's fine if you ate some, just as long as it didn't have anything important in it.
That's great because I didn't eat it.
Okay. Okay.
I need this. Let me have
She
this.
puts both her hands like up, like as if somebody's putting her at gunpoint. You didn't eat any. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Everybody sees just.
It was also delicious, I hear.
Yes.
Not that you would
I-
want. I hope one day we can
No.
do some kind of testing and tasting of it.
Yeah, culinology.
Have
yeah,
you not had honey?
No. Any honey I find, I put it in the museum. It belongs in
As
the
you
museum.
should. Yes, as you should. As everyone should. You should not eat too much honey. No one should. And that should be something that never happened. No one should eat it.
There's the one.
It's
Right.
It's better than
Right.
eating tomb jelly. Very big difference.
You cannot get those two mixed up.
I
I
promise
can't
you,
stress that enough.
you would ruin. Tomb jelly has claimed many a folk.
I mean, you've never had honey. Honey's delicious.
Yes, but it's a foreign delicacy at this point. You have to get it imported, and I like to study the honey. Maybe within its secrets I can find why the Anubians were obsessed with it.
Probably because I've tasted it, and it tasted good.
How did you taste it?
We had some in the company.
You had honey?
I'm now realizing that if I speak further, people might be
No,
mad at
no,
me.
no. Don't climb up now. You had honey?
Do you need a lozenge of some kind?
Yeah, you got it. Thank you.
Yeah, I've been doing so much speaking recently that I carry them with me.
Anisetta, did you or did you not say that you had honey when you were younger? Don't make me
Where's-
get Hauke to stare at you too.
Hang on, where the fuck is... I'm looking for something.
As it.
Oh, it would just be... How do I do this? I think it's like this, right? So nobody was supposed to see that.
Nobody does.
Nobody does see that. Good.
No.
No.
Were you looking for a lie?
No, I was looking for the button that says truth.
Oh, okay.
Because I just told the
Did your
truth.
truth check?
My truth check. I rolled my truth check.
Okay.
I'm going to sense your motive. Both me and Hauke are going to sense your motive.
If you'd like to, but I can go off of what Anisette rolled.
Sure.
I can say because what is being said to you is weird. You know, it's been a very long day. Anisette was crying to you, has seen some harrowing things, and I think you pick up on the fact that she wouldn't lie about this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Seems a weird thing to lie about.
Oh, did you like misspeak? Did you have like kind of?
I
flip this
misspoke.
out?
It's the lozenge. I got the lozenge, now my throat's clear. I misspoke. I meant to say we didn't have any, and I've never had any.
Iris, I'm going to turn to you in person now. You're making it so hard. You're making it so hard for me. Okay, okay. Right. That'd be a really weird thing to lie about anyway, like...
Right? Who would lie about eating honey?
Yeah. Who would?
I think this is a good spot for us to have our 15-minute break, or 10-minute break, or 5-minute break, whatever we want. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I'll see you guys in 15. And if you guys have nothing else you guys want to say by the time whenever we get back, I'm going to have us skip ahead to landing in Kirat.
Okay.
Okay.
That's good.
Bye-bye.
All right. And we return. Let's jump back into it.
Man.
As the Skylark continues to careen through the wasteland, you are all but halfway there. Being this low, you can still feel the whipping of some of the winds, the more petulant parts of the desert, and the heat boring down on you. If you did not have a safe place to be under the deck of, if you did not have a good amount of water and food, even being over the wasteland for this long, half a day, would be spending. But luckily, Captain Alacrity seems to have a very good knowledge of the direction and what to keep an eye on these dunes. More in particular, you notice that she did not go even within 4 or 5 miles of the spire, unwilling to be embittered by the air and the turbulations that come from being close to it. And so, as you careen, sharing translations, ideas, talking on honey and different small hobbies that you guys have, the last creature comforts before this thing lands and you'll have to trudge the wasteland yourselves. Kunitan Keep is at this point visible. A few miles ahead of you, in the distance, you can see a rising keep. Kunitan Keep is 2 split pillars with a bridge kind of bore across them, 2 plateaus with a rising slope up to the top and then a bridge to go over to a main central. But its most known feature, and one of the reasons why it was built in the place that it was, as it was the farthest reaching place that the Karate tieflings attempted to build villages in the wasteland is a obelisk of Anubia, which resides just on the very top tip by that bridge platform. I do have a layout picture if you guys want, but it is a little bit scuffed, if that's okay.
That's fine.
Sure.
Yeah, go for it.
And by scuff, you'll see
Show
exactly what I
me
mean.
what you got.
The main thing that there's gonna be numbers. Ignore the numbers.
Ignore the number.
A little bit tough,
Oh.
but you know what I mean. It's scuff. It's scuff. It's a sketch.
Mhm.
You can see even from this distance, hundreds of tents and caravans, all piling down at the bottom of it. You see the walls are built by the Kirat. You can see that there is the slope upwards to the very top of various buildings, the bridge across, and then the obelisk of Anubia at the very top of it. As you guys are making your way towards, you can start to see the outlines of Kunitin Keep as the sun is beginning to set here later in the day. For all that and its purpose, though, you guys do have a little bit of time before you will immediately drop down and begin to careen out of the sky and the trip is over. There seems to have been very little issues, but do you have anything you guys would want to say or talk about as we continue over the next few hours?
Okay. Nothing on my end.
In that case, you will be approached. At a point in a low point, after getting away from the spire and seemingly having a lot more open skies, you would see Captain Alacrity move up beside you, Hirano, and would kind of give a peek over towards you and Ignis on the edge, and would simply say, I imagine this is as far as we've both been out, isn't it?
He'll nod.
For that respect, could I ask where secrets are shared openly in these dunes? Why is it that you have come? Are you protecting Zeluna? I know you have lost your position in the Ruby Court, but I wonder why you came regardless. Her toad-like eyes kind of like blink with golden hues. Prosperity?
I was charged with protecting Rumbold.
Ah. So you're a bona fide mercenary at this point, hmm?
And what, you do this for altruism? Are you not paid?
I am paid in what I am asked. I have done this expedition and have pursued this path, not for the coin, because the coin will immediately be lost upon me returning to Akira, but instead for the experience. The fine vessel you're a part on has only flown 3 times. This is being the 3rd, of course.
You're being paid an exposure. And he glances his gaze towards the sun, making a maybe not so subtle pun.
Yes, exposure to the weathers of the world. But I find myself more curious on your little group. I see that you have some connection. Do you know what I specialized in when I was under Rashid's eye? Tutelage, whatever you want to call it?
No, I don't.
Well, long since have I had a eye for gold, Arana.
He raises an eyebrow as if... And?
But not the gold that you speak of, not alloy spun under the earth for thousands of years. No, I have an eye for other types of gold. She kind of peers towards you and then looks towards the four of you, and then to Rumble. Might I ask what has happened to you? I can see it surrounding you, suffusing you. Like the sun shines on you a little different, a reflective pattern, not unlike myself.
We fought a very dangerous creature.
As many have. The salt spitters and salt mothers are, I hear, harrowing out here, near the desiccating flats. The many amount of creatures that find themselves, if they had the chance from right below us, to burrow up and destroy us are innumerable. But monsters have usually little to do with the imbuement of gold.
No, they don't.
So you mean to tell me that you were vomited on? You soaked in its innards, and it was suffused with gold? With power?
It did expel something on us.
Care to elaborate?
Not particularly.
Hmm.
It was a singular thing. It is gone.
Understandable. For me, whenever I was younger, I was entranced with the ideas of unlocking more curious ways. I was not always this sheen. My eyes were always this. My horns, my body was not. My hair. It was a, in fairness of relaying, an experiment that I did. I had learned through my studies that this substance, Hekan, is suffused on the dead, inlaid on wraps of the most potent or favored of their species, of their empire. And I attempted to recreate such a exposure. In doing so, I have unlocked abilities that others in the city would find potent for my age, my stature, my studies. The vizier was very impressed. In exchange for the knowledge, I was permitted the funds to do this project. I find myself curious on why you are not golden, like me. I find myself curious on how it's clung to you in such a natural way. And what abilities you have.
Perhaps it was not because it was intentional. Perhaps because it was forced upon us. As far as abilities go, he kind of shifts, hit the weight of his upper torso a little bit so that the sword scabbard kind of swings a little. As in, have you not seen the 6-foot sword on my back?
She smiles and says, perhaps then an experiment.
He furrows his brow at this. What kind?
But if I show you mine, you show me yours,
Is that wise out here?
I won't get much of a chance once you've left for the expedition. It's short, punchy.
Very well.
She goes to clock you. You would see from behind her back, suddenly there's a twist of the shoulder and a swing upwards, and she goes for an uppercut towards your jaw.
You, if I may.
Yeah.
She is going to crack her knuckles on Arano's elbow as he swings it down and introduces a much harder, denser bone than her fingers.
As this falls down and you bring your elbow in, you can see she's staring at you and wasn't putting any effort into it. Or aim, per se. And you watch as her arm comes up towards you, and you see this strange golden, like aurora behind her fist. It hits onto your arm, and you feel yourself almost slide back a little bit. That was, for what you've seen of trained fighters, incredibly untrained and incredibly unskilled, and yet would have broken a bone or hurt someone a lot less trained or even in normal armor. A normal guardsman would have been struck by that. And she did not put much behind it. She then cocks the head, seeing that you block it. Oh, come now.
What the fuck are you doing? If there's just like a lean off of the railing is she's just seen the captain swing on Arano.
She's waiting expectantly.
Yeah. For his own part, I think he just goes with a change up left cross,
Ooh,
and just goes for a straight punch.
go for it.
Yeah. Sorry, lady. The gauntlets stay on during. Let's see. Actions. Strike.
You swing, and she is wearing cloth armor, scholarly robes, right? And you go, and you see she brings up the palm of her hand, seeing where you're going to swing, and you hit it. And you watch as there's a shockwave. It hits her hand, and then you see dancing up. You swear you see it for a moment, Arano. You have never seen this before, but on the end of your fist on the gauntlet, crawling down the metal, are little runes of golden light. And then crawling along her skin, dancing along it, are something similar. Very faint. She looks at it and says, "Yes, there you are. I knew it was hiding." And she takes your hand and begins to look at it as though to study it, if you let her.
I think I will briefly. Like, the hand is up. She has her hand on my wrist.
Mm-hmm.
And I think maybe when she starts to go, like, turn and rotate, I think I'll just pull away.
She begins to look and says, "But it's suffused onto your gauntlet. Is it a weapon, perhaps? What's doing this? Can I..." And as you begin to pull away, she looks like she's going to... And you, like, have this flash in her eye. She's looking towards your jaw. She's going to hit the exposed part of your body.
Okay.
Do you not pull back or let her go for a swing?
I'm pulling back if she wants to swing as a response to that. I mean, sure.
She sees you kind of pull back and she goes, "Oh, don't be scared. It is, just a hypothesis, a test. I'm your captain. Your, safety is most important to me."
I think at this point, Inisetta would walk up. What the fuck are you two doing?
Yes.
The captain, like, looks over. She still has Arano's one hand, like, held, right? In, like, the fist that it is. She's, like, clasping it. She looks over the arm of Arano over to you, Angelique and, Rahima, and just says, "An experiment. A test of a theory."
And what exactly is this theory?
Set your jaw again, Orano. You flinch?
Yeah. I don't flinch, but I do pull my arm away.
Okay. You feel her grip, very strong, but you pull it backwards. Do you hold strong and just stay still for a moment?
Yeah.
Okay. You would see her bring up her fist, and she goes for a swing. This time, not pulling back, a full 31 on the hit. She doesn't put everything she has into it. That's not a crit. She didn't get a special attack or anything like that. But she would watch as when she sees you pull back your arm, the rest of you would see Alacrity's arm twist into a palm strike. She brings up the hand, and in a flash that you three that are watching can see, a strange ephemeral golden glow happens. She brings up the palm, strikes him in the jaw, and the moment it hits, it is with a force that normal folk should not have with a normal unarmed strike. 22 damage is dealt. And you are thrown off kilter, but even more so, you guys see when Orano is struck by the golden palm, there is a almost shimmer and a radiating bruise that was not visible before. You see marks engraved beside the tattoos on his body, and it radiates out from when there was hit, like water just being disturbed by some kind of rock. There. See? And she holds her palm out to you guys, and you can see that there are Anubian runes on them.
For his part, Ronald staggers back, holding at the base of his jaw towards the where it connects to the neck, and just hurtles back as she's saying, "See, look."
You go for a swing?
It's coming back, yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
Anisetta might try to stop you, but I don't think she can.
30 does not crit, 30 doesn't crit her, despite her being in scully robes. Give me the damage.
Hey, wait a minute. Are we?
Across her jaw, her neck goes like half a foot to the other direction, and you would see radiating and across even her eyeballs and across her lips. They glow just like Orano's did, for 10 damage. And Orano, she takes the 10, and you look at her, and you realize she's probably as hardy as you, despite the frailty. But you see that there's more of this golden light than there was coming from you. And she stops and pauses for a second and goes, "Well placed. There we are. Fair experiment. You guys want to try?"
I was gonna say, if you wanted somebody to spar with, fist fight with, I'd have taken it.
Oh, no. This has nothing to do with combat.
Right, it has something to do with the hieroglyphs on Arano's face. I did not see those.
By the time you're looking again, they're gone now.
Shit.
Go on. She looks at you, Rahima, expectantly. You want to see if you have any?
All right.
She holds up the open palm for you to punch into. If you want to go for her face, you can. But
I think she might try for the face. I think she might try to slip it around.
yeah,
Make it
absolutely.
Make it look like, and then
You go for the strike, kind of punching towards her face again. 27 hits her, but you can tell you had to put a lot into that. If you didn't feel the same expertise that you've gotten in the short time that you've been hanging out with people, or you didn't have your full training and if you didn't exactly know how to throw a punch very well, if you were holding back even a little bit, you don't feel like this would have damaged her at all. You can roll me damage.
I mean, it probably won't do any damage to her. Yeah.
She looks curiously whenever you hit her, And and you look, and there's no runes on your hand. She kind of like pauses and says, "That's
Curious.
strange. I see the golden glow on you, but I don't see them on your attack. So where are they hiding?"
If they're related to weapons, I'm not gonna. Like, it's like she's one hand reaching towards the holster, but she's like, I'm not.
She,
I'm not.
do you draw the gun out?
Yeah, but I think she's got her other hand up, like, I'm not gonna shoot you. I'm just pulling it out.
Alacrity tilts the jaw, and then she taps the side of it. And you can tell she's looking at the butt of the weapon. The butt of your gun.
The handle where you smack people with.
Pistol whip.
Oh, okay. Well, then in that case, I have to put this one away and do the other one. Because I drew ebony, not ivory. Yeah, I think she will. Alright. Brother.
She'll let you hit, but like it takes you a couple times. If you want to roll again, you're more welcome to. Yeah, you hit the side of her jaw, and then once again, there's like a glow. And her body is way more stalwart than you. I've said that a couple times.
Yeah, we'll just hit.
I think you notice that you're like not trying to hit as hard with like an actual weapon, and then she kind of gives you a look of "come on," and then you hit her in the side with a little bit more force, doing the 8 damage. She, whenever it hits her, you notice that down the butt of your gun, flowing from your hand, the hieroglyphs and runes begin to appear.
What in the fuck?
Interesting. It always acts differently. For me, it imbues my magic. And my body. So.
Huh. Well. Gives it a twirl, puts it back in the holster. That's no. That's no.
My thesis. And also, to be clear, you rolled the damage, right? That's double the damage you should have ever done before a couple days, like before a day ago.
Yeah.
She smiles and says, "I guess my thesis was correct. We deemed it far too expensive to do any more procedures of enwrapping somebody within their heka. But it appears as though you've been properly suffused."
That would make a lot of sense.
I will give you some advice then, since you seem to be on a similar, what's the word? Imbuement level as me. Try not to even playfully strike those that are not suffused. You will find them far more fragile than you did a day ago. Ask me how I know.
How do you know?
Well, I once had an assistant.
My condolences.
They are with broken leg.
I see.
Back in Kirat.
In order to test your thesis, you stomped on your assistant's leg.
Oh, no. She tried to trip me.
Ah. It went that poorly for her. God damn. Okay.
My summation is, whatever you did, perhaps you could do more of it.
We'll have to see.
I hope I have not alarmed you. I just have not found anyone else that has a similar blow to me, if you will.
At least for my part, this was very fascinating. Thank you for testing your theory out with us.
Of course.
It's says Rahima unpunched.
Unkicked,
Yep, untouched.
You see she begins to nestle like her jaw where she was struck twice. She like says, "Now I'm going to go get this treated because I have not been that injured like that in quite some time."
I'm sure Agnes will be able to help you.
Oh, that would be most useful. Though I do believe, she looks at like Arano sympathetically, like the tiniest twinge of sympathy. Perhaps there are others that need such attentions.
He's sitting there kind of just holding his jaw and rubbing it a little bit, just putting a little bit of compress, just trying to squeeze out some of the already building inflammation. And doesn't say anything in response.
Yeah, she did kind of clock the shit out you, huh?
Oh, you can test this by just swinging into the air.
Oh, then why did you have the punching happen?
I wanted to see if it affected the body defensively. I've never been able to test it on somebody else.
I see.
It seems as though my theory is correct. That it is a defensive and an offensive. I'm curious to see how each of it affects each of you. I'm going to return back to my post now and affix my wound. I recommend you try swinging that thing, Arano, if you have not done so since your exposure. She returns, going back up to the top of the steps.
Ronald starts rooting around in his medicine kit.
Here, I can help you.
I'm sure that Ignis can also be of aid and just quickly treat wounds you as needed. Over the course of 10 minutes. And
Yeah.
if Ignis wants to roll that, more than welcome to. If not, we can just say that within 10. I know Ignis rolls big rolls.
Natural 1.
Natural one.
No,
Make it worse.
no.
Make it worse.
Hey, get what?
Let's all target it.
Let's all target it.
Let's all add a bunch of dots over it.
Get dots.
Get dotted.
I think, Arano, you kind of have a moment, right? You saw Rumble take a fall, you know? And you know that man is fragile and old and, has to be well taken care of. You look over and you realize he hasn't complained once about it since he fell.
That's a private thought that he would have. That is, there's no testing.
Do not test
They're
on
not
him.
doing that.
Let's start punching an old man to see
You
how
want
it
to
affects him.
You don't want to beat Ron. You don't want to beat Rumbo.
No. Look at him. A stiff breeze would do it.
True, he got the shit scared out of him.
Weird it's not letting you, Ignis. You can just roll me a normal treat wounds.
Do you have your gloves worn?
He also has a healer's
Or
toolkit.
invested?
So.
We had the fancy one, and I thought he gave that to Rahima.
Oh, there it is.
Yes.
26 HP. Look at that.
Here we go,
There you
buddy. Does it give me my bonus +3?
No, I think you have to.
Yeah, my +4. Yeah, because he rolled a success on a DC 20,
And it gave you
that
plus
gives him an extra
14.
10, and then the extra 14 from my feet.
There you go. Yeah, smart foundry.
Hell yeah.
Smart foundry. Okay. In that case, you kind of return up to normal, and Ignis, you notice that whenever you start tending to the wound immediately, you do have this kind of notice that the body seems a little bit more, for lack of a better term, especially from your diagnostics of it, from your experience, a affixed, solidified, less. The word would be fragile, as though a mold has been poured over, or an alloy has been introduced and hardened into.
And I guess after that, after he's first poked and prodded at the new ouchies, giving a couple claw pokes to it, saying, "Does it hurt there? Yes." Does it? How about that? Does that hurt? Yes, it does. Stop it. If there's nothing else in that, after some brief time, I'll find a section of the deck that I have a little bit more room, and draw flint edge.
Yeah, as it draws, you see no difference. Long, full of memory and pain, inflicting. Its merciless edge waits for you.
And not trying to
hit anybody or strike something, yeah?
Yeah, not trying to cut a line or a passing deck worker.
Is it a I'm swinging it to swing it, or is it a I'm doing my training, like swing?
Committing to it, using the body of the chain, committing fully to an attack.
The moment you do, your eyes open, you feel that, or you see that strange glow from your hands, and crawling up the entirety of the blade, the runes and hieroglyphs covered in gold with this reflective light, and it cuts with a speed and power you have not been able to wield it with.
Interesting.
In fact, you feel as though it's doing double the damage dice suddenly.
Wow.
Yeah. That's gonna be nasty.
Yeah.
Because if I do this.
Yep. Absolutely correct.
That's nasty.
You swing it and you feel a deadly point to the edge that you have not felt before, and the blade feels lighter for it. And whenever the strike ends, it all recedes back into you.
I think that bolsters him some. Whatever huge world-ending mess that they somehow stumbled into, at least he is... Whether or not we're still being guided or controlled here, he at least feels a little more well-equipped to handle what he needs to. Another tool in his belt to accomplish his goals.
Mm-hmm. You see, as you kind of turn for a moment and you sew the blade, you see the watchful eye of Alacrity looking at you. Ignis, I assume you're on the shoulder, tending to her jaw after she was punched. And pistol whipped. If you want to roll, you're more than welcome to. You wonder if her magic has been infused. Just how powerful can her magic have become thanks to this? That'll be 46, 16. She is nigh full, but I think you don't expect a normal... You've probably only seen her a few times to be able to intake such amount of needed aid, but her body is a lot more tough than it seems on the outside. And she gives you a knowing nod, and looks over towards you, Ignis, and just says, "You're very kind. I wonder if it extends to your tools now. Surely it wasn't your greed that filled in this, imparting of this power? Much as curious as I am, I will not pry. A dragon has its secrets. And I dare not make an enemy of the mascot. But I do hear you have soulful magic. I wonder how it will grow with you." As she says this elaborate, facetious thing, She turns back, and as though to cut her down 7 paces, you just hear from the side other shoulder. Yes, yes, we are almost there, she says to it.
I think Anisetta was in, like, looking over her weapons, and then it yelled, and she was like, ugh.
How could it just screams. It just screams. That's really unpleasant.
I don't like it.
Neither do I.
Oh.
Oh, go ahead.
No, nothing.
As we careen towards this place, being illuminated by the knowledge that you are all changed somehow by your experience within the temple of Apepseth and Sutek. The Skylark finally descends downwards towards Kunitan Keep, of which you can see a mass of people are like standing outside of their tents in surprise. Some of them grabbing weapons and the like, suddenly realizing there's someone here and someone strange beginning to land. And in doing so, there's a bit of a pause before you would see there's been a lot of movement within, like swarming ants down below in the sands. And as the careening, massive Skylark begins to fall to a lower descent, it's going to touch down a few 100 feet from Kunitan Keep with a safely but loud, jarring shake when it makes contact with the dunes as sand is kicked up. And this thing crests into the sand as though a moored, beached ship. And the balloon begins to deflate and the energy begins to dim. We have arrived, the captain shouts. And you would see, leaning over the side, a small caravan has begun to approach as ropes are thrown over and the ladder is put down. And as you begin to approach it, you would see that there is, in fact, a larger figure making their way forward, a big horned armored member that begins to stride towards you all. I assume you guys would...
Do any of us recognize this person?
You absolutely do. Consort of the Sultana, leader of the Seekers of the Sunken Flame, and leader of the military might of Kirat. You would see, smiling down with a grin at seeing this unexpected turn of events, the black and reds to the church and the armor made from the Beast Wars and the long black flowing cape or armor and robes of the leader of Kunitan Keep and the leader of the whole expedition, Zavara Pal Zara, father of Zeluna. Well. Don't tell me. Is that you, Urano? He shouts up towards the Skylark.
It is. Figured I'd come rescue you from your boredom.
Thank the great liar. I have been up to my knees in contract paperwork. We've had far too little shakeups. I began to get worried that you would not arrive with rumbles. But it seems as though I can always count on a Ruby Guardsman. I trained you well.
Carlo's face falls a little bit.
Come on
But-
down. You see in the darkness that the sun has set, his big gleaming red eyes staring up at you. And you immediately recognize who Zeluna was mocking whenever she, or tried to look like whenever she was using the Arbiter eyes.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you've been having problems with contracts, you're in luck.
Oh?
We've got a couple of arbiters with us.
A couple? Volkael out from the depths of that menial helmet?
Zev, you're not going to believe a word I have to tell you.
Get down here. I need something to shake up over at the keep. And I'm excited to get this expedition underway. Who have you brought with you, huh? As he begins to see scholars come down, I think that's a wonderful time for us. Everybody comes down to meet the father of Zaluna, and for you guys to head to Kunitin Keep. That there would likely be an introduction of Zaluna to her father in a few seconds here.
Yeah. Well,
Well,
this is our.
We
cliffhanger.
will come back next week. Rahima, it's him. It's the guy. He lets you.
It's a guy.
He lets you into
The
the secrets of
dude.
Sunken Flame.
Yeah. And he looks so inviting. He does not look evil. That's great. He looks normal.
Dude, he
Legit-
literally has witch
the finest
fingers.
person in this entire fucking city. There's no bias.
What was that,
That's
Arano?
Said legitimately might be the kindest person in this entire fucking city.
That's true. That's
But there's
true.
no bias.
Like,
Mhm.
yeah, Rahima doesn't think any of that. She's excited to see him.
You know, I noticed this in the art a while ago, and, you know, considering he's the dad of Zalun and whatnot and all the prospects, I think it's very funny that he and Arano have the same haircut, but he's got a beard. Like, that's the slicked back hair, side shaved, and the horns, you know?
Completely unintentional on my part, I will say that.
No, but it's perfect, right?
Happy accident.
Happy
yeah.
accident, exactly. But yeah, we'll introduce you to the leaders of the expedition and get you guys all set up whenever we come back next week. I know we settled a lot on being on the Skylark and learning things and talking and whatnot, but I hope that you're excited to get into it and the not the logistics per se, but the briefing and then heading towards Ogrila and Ankara, the seat of the Empire, the Great Pyramid.
Yeah.
Sorry for a little bit more of a quieter session. Like I said, I didn't want to push too far, considering. And I appreciate you guys all bearing with me.
For
Of
sure.
course.
Yeah.
What are we thinking elsewise? Anything to say? Anything to do before we head out?
No. not on my
Nothing
part.
on my end.
Okay.
I'm glad people would join us. We made some discoveries and got some lore.
Yeah.
About to say, but do you guys like that? I set the setup for whenever you guys after you guys beat the ape stuff, and that stuff like went on to you and then disappeared. I hope you guys enjoy that. I wrote in lore why you guys have automatic rune progression.
Yeah, no, it definitely makes sense.
Yeah.
I felt that. I felt that.
In lore, your characters actually have something different about them. So, cards on the
Yeah.
table. I hope you enjoy it. And I also wrote it into the lore itself that is a thing that happens. So I'm excited to pursue
I
that
love
more.
lore reasons for level ups.
Yeah.
It's always cute. I like it.
But we'll head back next week. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for playing, and we'll see you next week. Bye, stream.